started. Okay, so we are recording now.
You're
and
recording.
Once people log in, they can just kind of listen in, and if they have questions, great. And if not, we'll have recording for my group. So welcome to Felicia Fitzgerald.
Hi. Okay, I just have to tell you, I don't have a bra on. So if you see, I'm trying to keep it from neck up. Just so y'all know, like right here is about good. Because if I go anywhere, I just got out the shower. So that's when I typically do I always shower right before I present. I don't know why, but that's just how it ends up being.
You feel fresh and clean.
Yeah, I feel fresh and clean. Like I went to the gym, trying to keep up mentally. Because if I don't keep myself in some kind of physical shape, then it's hard to keep up with the Scentsy stuff and be a wife and a mom.
Yes.
Everyone's hungry and needs to be somewhere and
need you at the same time.
So, yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, so let me start by saying my name's Felicia Fitzgerald, and I don't even know what camera to look at. Do I look at my top camera?
You can look at yourself.
Myself. But I'm so tiny down there in the corner, I can't see.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm on my phone. It wouldn't work on my iPad.
Uh-oh.
But anyway, okay, so my name's Felicia Fitzgerald. I'm from Plainview, Texas, and a lot of people ask me where that's at. So I tell them it's like 45 minutes north of Lubbock, Texas, where Texas Tech is. So, and then everyone's like, oh, I know where that's at. So anywho, Aaron asked me to present over recruiting. I love recruiting. It's such a challenge for me. And I think, to be honest, I think it's a challenge for everyone. Like recruiting is probably the hardest thing to do, at least what I hear from everybody. So, anywho, I started last August, 2015, and I've only been a consultant like not even a year and a half. But it's been a journey. I had no clue what I was doing when I joined. I can tell you I did not have a sponsor when I first joined. So a lot of people come up to me and they're like, well, I don't have a sponsor. I don't have anyone to teach me, yada, yada, yada. Well, the great thing is we have Facebook. And Facebook is a wonderful tool. And when I tell you I had no sponsor, I had zero sponsor. Like she signed me up and she just didn't do Scentsy like hardcore like I wanted to. I think she was in school or something. So no hard feelings at all. She's a friend of mine. She just didn't do Scentsy like she wasn't the sponsor that I needed. So when people approach me and they tell me, I don't have a sponsor, it's so hard, and at the end of the day, we're all responsible for our own success. We cannot blame our success or our shortcomings on any circumstance in life. Yes, it might suck when you don't have a sponsor, but you can make stuff happen like I did. So I asked someone, I said, what's the hardest thing? I tried to figure out the science of Scentsy and how to be successful in direct sales. So I got on Facebook and I started following people on YouTube that were successful. Like, who off the top of your head? Just everybody. Like anyone on Scentsy, like Edie and Kimberly Paluto, Jessica Villarreal, all those girls, they've got 1 million followers on YouTube. Like I was following them. And I had them on Facebook as a friend. And I was wanting to know what they did to be successful. So I took it baby steps at a time. Of course, sitting back looking at them, I'm like, wow, like how do they recruit that many people? How are they that Scentsy famous? And so anyways, that's how I grew into the consultant that I am now. Eventually, let's see, I want to say I started in August and then come March, end of February, actually, I went to World Tour, was what they called it last year. For some of y'all that haven't been around for that long. I went by myself. I remember having, I think, almost 15 people on my team by then, which was great. But like 9 of them had canceled by the end of World Tour. They were on the world cancel list. I was so discouraged. I remember I swore up and down I was not going to go to World Tour. I was discouraged since he wasn't going to work for me. I mean, it just sucked knowing that I spent all that time recruiting all those people. And then 9 of them were about to drop off, which when you have 15 people, that's more than half your team. So I started March with like March 1st, I came back from World Tour. I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go. That's when I decided I'm going to give it 2 or 3 more months before I completely decide that I'm going to quit Scentsy and just become a customer again, or just stay current, but just buy for myself. I'm going to give it 2 or 3 months, all that I have. Well, March was when we had a $49 special. And balls to the wall. All of my customers I texted, I messaged, I called, I emailed, I advertised, and I ended up getting 18 personal recruits in March. And let's see, out of the 18, one of those new girls in March I think she got 15 of her own. And then one of her girls got like 8 of her own. So just between us, and then there was a few other girls that got some people, we recruited about 50 people on my team. So just think about this for a second. I had 4 people on March 1st, and I ended that month with like 54 or 56 or something like that, which was freaking insane. I was lead at the time, so I had no clue. Like, I was like, what the heck am I going to do with all this? Like, I didn't know. I mean, most people were like, wow, that's awesome. I'm like, I don't even know. I'm lead. I was over here worrying about getting 1,000 TWV a month. And, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy the things that can happen if you just open yourself up and your mind up to the possibilities and not put limits on it and think, oh, well, I'm just going to get 2 or 3 recruits. So fast forward to, you know, through the summer, I've had my ups and downs because I went through growing that fast. That, you know, the down part of it is I wasn't developed as a leader enough, but I sure as heck tried to figure it out. You know, I'm not saying slow down recruiting on people because you're scared to be a leader. Yes, it was scary and it's nerve-wracking, but I am where I am today because of that moment that I told myself I'm going to give it my all for the next few months. So of course the downside was the summer came. It was a bit slower. Some people got discouraged. Of course, with 50 new recruits on the team, I remember crying myself to sleep because had so many recruits. Like, I was like not just worrying about my 18. I was worried about the girl that got 15 and then the girl under her that got 8. So I was the sole trainer for 50 something recruits. I mean, I think I got a gray hair now. I found a gray hair the other day in my head. I was so disappointed, but it's okay. So throughout the summer, like, people kept canceling out, and I didn't know if it was because of my leadership or whatnot, but I kind of learned a lot, you know, and it's a journey being a leader, and it's a journey with recruiting. And a lot of people during the summer would ask me, how did you recruit that many people? And so I thought about it, and I'm like, I don't know if I have a recipe for it, really. And I don't even know, I honestly didn't even know up until the past few months if it was luck or if it was really a strategy. So I kind of sat down, I kind of put it on paper and was like, you know, was there something that I was doing that, you know, maybe I was doing something I didn't know, because I find it hard to believe that I just got lucky and went from 4 to 50 something in a month. A little bit might have been luck, but some of it had to been something I was doing. So sorry, y'all have the sniffles. Trying to get my notes here. So when the second time around, so let me tell y'all, I didn't really have the recipe down, but I thought back and I was like, okay, well, what have I been doing throughout this whole year? And I'm sure you guys have heard, but what I have been doing, which it's like a 3-step process, I call it, because a lot of people, we're humans and we live by steps. So it's 3 steps, but it's hard. It's an easy concept. It's just hard to execute.
Okay.
But if you do it and you do it consistently and you do it all the time, I promise you it'll work. So the first thing I do is I make sure I build my list. I did have a consultant one time tell me that building a list, you know, isn't the smartest thing to do. Yes. See, there's Erin's list. Oh my God, hers is a lot better looking than mine. Yes.
I just did it Christmas Eve or the night before Christmas Eve.
Yes.
So this is brand new.
Isn't that awesome?
I haven't talked to any of them about Scentsy, so.
Isn't that awesome? See, build your list, and however is convenient for you. I keep mine in my notes section. I have an iPhone, so I keep it in my notes section because I work, I just want part-time, but I work 4 days a week, 8 hours a day. So a lot of the time people message me throughout the day. However you want to keep your list, I don't care. Whatever's convenient for you. Notebook, how Erin does it in a spreadsheet. I'm too lazy for that. I do.
Mine
I keep it on my phone.
It started out there and on my phone, and then I copied and pasted.
Yes. See, that's what I need to do. I need to get more organized. That's one of my goals this year. I've said that for like the past 5 years, but however you can do it, make your list. That's going to be your foundation. You cannot go to step 2 or 3 until you've done step 1. So build your list. That's what I teach my team. Once you have your list built, make sure that you build a relationship with these people. Now, when I'm getting people on my list, this can be any way. If you've just talked to them, if they've questioned about Scentsy, if anything, if they've asked Scentsy in any way, they don't have to be gung-ho want to join for you to add them to your list. If you've talked to them before and they're like, well, okay. I've had so many people that were fence sitters that ended up joining. And they weren't even like, well, I'll think about it. They were just like, nope, not going to do it. You know how they're straight up, nope, ain't going to do it. I just had another girl the other day that was like, nope, ain't going to do it. And you'd be surprised at how many of those people say no because of the cost. And then the $49 signups come around like they're about to. Mm-hmm. And they're like, I had a girl she straight up told me no. And something told me, don't erase her off your list. That was last week. She made a pre-order for the Stargaze.
That's awesome.
Last night, she's messaging me saying, hey, what about that $49 sign up? I'm going to sign up January 1st. I was like, yes, 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 yes. I knew it. I always have people like that. So don't ever count anyone out. But like I said, there's sometimes where I just message people out of the blue. You don't have to sound salesy. You don't have to sound like you're bugging people. Don't give them the ultimatum. Like, don't message them and say, hey, do you want to join Scentsy? Just say, hey, I seen you in my news feed. I just think you would make a great Scentsy consultant. If it's for you, let me know. I'll give you some more info. There's no pressure. We're still friends. If you say no, have a great day. And that's all you have to say. You don't have to make them leave it open for them to say no. So that's another way I get people on my list. So back to step 2, build a relationship. It doesn't have to be like fake, or you don't have to become friends with people like to have an ulterior motive just to get them to join Scentsy. Like I enjoy people and making friends, but Facebook again is the greatest tool. Like social media, especially if you're shy, and you don't like really approaching people, build relationships. If they post something, make it a point to get on Facebook about 30 minutes a day, which most people will do anyway, and then just like their status. You don't have to go on there and like plan a coffee. You can do coffee dates if you want. Just make sure you'd be surprised at the number of people that don't join because they feel like they don't know you. And these days, if someone just simply likes my status every now and then or whatever, for some reason I feel a little bit more comfortable with that person versus someone who I didn't even know I even had on Facebook. So feel free to leave a comment. And in the end, if they don't join, you've got a friend. And we're all moms and we all need friends. So, but make sure you stay active, especially on social media, because that's like 99% of how I stay active with people, other than if I work with them. But a lot of people I get from out of town are high school people, so that's the only way I can contact them is Facebook. So if they post something, I like their status, I say, hey, just to stay in touch, because it helps your business. So also, side note, I have to tell my team all the time, and they don't do this, but I remind them to be positive on Facebook. And you don't have to be like super corny or whatnot, but probably putting things about your marriage problems isn't going to help the situation here. I have had someone on my team that's like, oh, my life sucks, and it's like, probably not worth putting on Facebook. Not if when you signed up to have a business, you signed away your rights to put whatever the heck you want on Facebook. Now it's your Facebook and you can put what you want, but you don't see Walmart going like, oh man, this sucks on a commercial. You sign away your rights to be able to do that. That's just how that is. It's like on a regular job. The other day, like, I had the worst day ever. I showed up an hour late to work. I forgot to pick up my son from school. I locked myself out of the house. I mean, everything that could go wrong went wrong. Oh, there's a cute little baby. Look at her. Aaron's baby's so cute. But anyways, like, everything that could go wrong went wrong. But I didn't put it on Facebook. So you have to make sure that you, from all avenues of life, even in person, you don't want people to feel uncomfortable and like they're bothering you. If you're putting on Facebook, you just had the worst day ever, they are not going to want to contact you to order some wax. Like, if you put on Facebook like you're about to get divorced or your husband's cheating or your friends betrayed you, they're going to be like, yeah, I'm not going to contact her for some wax. I'll just call Felicia down the street because she's always happy and giddy. Truth is, I'm not happy and giddy all the time. Most of the time I am, but not all the time. But I have a lot of people and new customers that come to me because they're like, oh, you're so positive. I love to see the stuff you put on Facebook. And again, I'm not like over the top, just giddy all the time. I'm just a normal person, but I make sure what I put on Facebook is positive and encouraging. So now step 3, get them to join. Here's the number one mistake people make. Step 1 and step 2, build your list and your relationship. Those take the longest time to execute. So the mistake that people make is trying to do steps 1, 2, and 3 all in 1 month. So for example, we're having the $49 signups next month in January. Well, I've already taken care of my list and I've already been building relationships. So like Aaron's already prepared too. So we got our list going. So that way, all we have to do this week and the rest of January is tell people, like, send out like a text after text and copy and paste literally everybody.
That's all I ever do.
And tell everybody, hey, $49 signups. Because you know what? They're already on my list, obviously. I've already built a relationship with them. So we're ready to move on next to step 3, which is get them to join. So I try and explain to my team, it's hard to get people to build your list and a relationship and get them to join all in 1 month. Mm-hmm. It's nearly impossible to do that because the only people that work on are people that are like, hey, I'm going to sign up tomorrow, and they actually do, and they just come from out of the blue. I only get one of those I've only had like 2 of those out of like the 50-something people I've recruited this year. I've had like 2 that actually just out of the blue, don't even know them. They just bust out and say, hey, I'm going to sign up, and they actually sign up. So that goes to tell you like how behind you are. And so when my girls ask me, I have trouble recruiting this and that, I'm like, you can't wait till you go on vacation to lose 20 pounds the week before. Like we're going to Punta Cana. I'm working on going to the gym from now until June. And it's probably not going to happen with all that cereal I just ate. But like, you have to be proactive. There's so many people. If I took 10 recruits off my team, just put them like on a list, I bet you maybe one was like one that just signed up out of the blue. I would say about 7 of those are ones that I had to literally build a relationship with for 3 months, 6 months. There's a girl I have been talking to since like 2 weeks after I joined, almost a year and a half ago, and she's barely signing up.
Jeez.
So I wouldn't have I'm safe to say that 85 to 90% of my recruits are people that I've built a relationship with. Had I not done that, I'd be getting the 1 or 2 recruits every 4 or 5 months. So now that I'm looking back, I got the recipe going, and I stick to that with my team. In August, when we had the, what was it, August, September, we had the joint promotions back to back. I did the same thing. I had my relationships built already. I had my list, hit everybody up, and I got, I think, like 13 recruits and like 6 reinstates just in those 2 months. And it worked. I'm like, it worked. So I have my recipe now. So I followed on with that. I knew that the $49 sign up was probably going to come up again. So I told my team again, I think we started in October. I was like, you ladies need to start building your list. And guess what they did? They've been building their lists. And voila. I mean, I don't know if everyone's going to sign up, but like I've got 13 people that have already confirmed that they want to sign up in January. Dang. And like I've got, sorry, my battery. I've got, there's another girl who's been working at building her list, and she's got like 5 people. I've got 2 or 3 more people on my team that have 5 to 10 people that have confirmed that they want to sign up in January. They might not all sign up, but just the pure fact that we have people already, like 30 people that want to join our team that have said yes, that's awesome.
That is great.
But it's all because we took the time. It's an ongoing process. Scentsy is an ongoing process. We stay ready so we don't have to get ready. And the girls that didn't listen to us, and me, I guess, in October, and when I said, hey, start building the list, they're now scrounging this last week before January, like, I don't know if I can get people to join, and I'm like, I tell you ladies over and over, just try. And you can always do your own method. That's just what works for me.
Right.
Lots of people, I did meet a girl one time that's like, I don't keep lists. I don't know why people keep lists. I think that sounds ludicrous to me, but hey, if it works for her, then it works for her. I have a list of like 60 people plus at any given time. Yeah. I don't know how the heck else I would keep track of them if I didn't have a list. I don't know what she uses, but that's just what works for her. So you find something that works for you so you can stay ready. And that way we're not on the hustle and bustle all January. All we have to do is worry about sending links to people and getting them to sign up.
Right.
And, and it's not, you might get 1 million recruits. Like Debbie Pitts Palmer got 30 recruits in 2 months. When the last, I think August and September, she got 30 recruits. I was like, oh my God. Like, I don't know what she does, but one thing I do know that she does is she stays consistent. And she's always talking to people, and she's always getting people interested in Scentsy. And so when we do have promotions like that, it's just like, bam, for her. She's loading up on recruits because she stays ready. She's a great person to follow, by the way, if you don't have her on Facebook. But yeah. But that right there is, I'm looking forward to the days where I can hit director numbers like far beyond, and I'm sure Erin's in the same place, and I'm wanting to promote, and I love doing this because I love to empower women to do things far beyond what they ever thought they could do. That's part of my journey too. Like, I don't just add people to my team just cause. I love how I love Scentsy, and doing that and my calling, which is being like a woman leader. I love to lead women and lead them into like victory and let them know that, like, despite your circumstances, like, I didn't have a sponsor until I rolled up to Jacqueline Roy now. The month that I hit director, I had rolled up to her, which now that I think about that, I'm like, I wish someone would roll up to me and be director. But no, I'm just kidding. But she's awesome. She's wonderful. But before I had her, my sponsor, I didn't talk to her. But you know what? I said, it doesn't matter the circumstances. You guys have a wonderful leader, Erin, and she's here to help you in whatever. And we don't tell you ladies to recruit for our own benefit, because we don't get paid off of your recruits, just so y'all know. And I make that clear to everybody. Like, we don't get paid for y'all's recruits. We tell you ladies to recruit for your own good. We actually, when you break it down, we get paid a little bit less the more you promote.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't tell my team to recruit for my good because I get paid less. So it's like, I do it because
purpose.
Right. I tell them to recruit for their own good because I want to see everyone on my team experience what I'm experiencing, which is the freedom, the financial freedom. I'm not going out and making it rain, but I just switched to part-time in August because of Scentsy. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't have done that if I hadn't recruited. So I want to see the look on, and I see more girls under me promoting, and they start seeing it like, oh my God, why didn't I recruit before? And I'm not saying that Scentsy is bad if it's a hobby. Just for me, I need to take it past a hobby. And I've kept it that way because I couldn't really get very far financially just as a hobby. Not that that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying, I want to push myself. If I tell my son the same thing. If you're going to be part of something, give it 100%.
Yep.
So, one last thing I always tell people about recruiting is to recruit without any restrictions, like recruit with no fear, just balls to the wall. I could have given tons of reason to not recruit people, because they're family or their coworkers or whatnot. The girl, in fact, that recruited in March, that she recruited 15 people. She was my coworker. And it went through my head, is she going to take some of my sales? She lives here. She grew up here. She knows more people. Like why would if I add her to my team, what's that going to do for me? I don't know anyone because I just moved here a couple years ago. So she knows everybody. She grew up here. And so all those negative thoughts went through my head. And I finally told myself, you know what? I ain't really making no money anyways. I got 4 people on my team. So what's it going to do? I mean, so had I not recruited her, first of all, she would have went to someone else's team and I would have to be watching that team thrive instead of my own. Mm-hmm. But second of all, I wouldn't be where I am today had I not stepped out on faith and said, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it with no fear. I have 3 cousins of mine on my team. And of course that went through my head. I was like, well, they live where all of our family lives, like in the same town. And I'm 2 hours away. So my family might order from them, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to lose some sales. Well, they ended up being 3 freaking rock stars. And had I said no to that, if I would have just put all these stipulations on my recruiting, I'd probably have 4 people on my team. I'd probably still be back at lead with my 4 people. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying from there to being director with 63 people, that's a huge difference. And I'm so proud of myself. I want to go back to the Felicia 6 months ago and just say, I'm so proud of you. And hug her. If that was my daughter, I would hug her and be like, you stepped out on faith and you did exactly what you try and tell women to do, which is do things that you never thought you could do. And you did it. Mm-hmm. And I'm so proud. That's what I want to tell myself. I'm so proud. I'm going to make myself cry. I always do that. The other thing I tell people on a lighter note is to always advertise. So I've got 5 Scentsy t-shirts. I'm not rolling in dough, so I don't have a million different Scentsy t-shirts yet. I will sometime. But I've got a Scentsy purse and I've got my car sticker. And I have had one person, no, 2 people, cold turkey, don't even know them, just seen my car and said she sells Scentsy and they've joined. One girl, I was coming off the elevator, her mom stopped me and she's like, hey, I just seen you wearing a Scentsy shirt and I always see your car in the parking lot. Do you do Scentsy full time? I was like, heck yeah, I do Scentsy full time. And she's like, well, I want my daughter to join under somebody that actually does it serious. And I can tell that you are serious about it because you're wearing your Scentsy shirt and I seen your car decal. Well, this girl joins and she's a freaking rock star. She sells 1,500, 2,000 PRV a month, all because I was wearing my shirt. And I'm like, little things like that, your car, your business cards, always handing those out. I tell my team, it won't fail you. But if you just do one thing every now and then, you probably won't see a difference. So you just kind of got to go balls to the wall. Wear your shirt, get your car decal. It's all a tax write-off. I know we're not all made of money, but again, I said, hey, we're going to eat a sandwich tonight or for the rest of the week so I can afford a car decal.
There you go.
I mean, it's a business, and I want to run my business, and my husband's very supportive, and we do what we can do, and it comes back tenfold. It seriously does. Another thing, I always forget my darn rack cards, but I've got a YouTube video. It's called How to Recruit When You're Shy, but I just kind of show my rack card. A rack card is like about this size, and you can get it off of Vistaprint or I think some other places have rack cards, but I love getting it off Vistaprint. Basically, all it has on it is just like my name, how I came to Scentsy, kind of like what you have on your Scentsy website, like that story that you have on there. You can pretty much just copy and paste it, and it just shows how I came to Scentsy, why I love Scentsy, why they should join. I mean, nothing too elaborate. They don't have to read a book. I mean, just a little excerpt of that, and has my picture. That way they can see my face, because I think that helps a lot when they can see your face and kind of put a name to the face. It makes it more personal, and that's all it is. So I staple a sample to the rack card, and I hand those out. And so I kill two birds with one stone. And so this is what you do by doing that. I teach my team to staple the samples to the rack cards. You provide them the opportunity to buy, and you provide them the opportunity to join all in one.
That's a great
that
idea.
Way because we're all busy moms. We all have kids, wives, or if you're not married, you're in school. I mean, we've all got things to do. So why not kill two birds with one stone? So they'll see the rack card, they'll see and I think I'm going to start putting, instead of rack cards, I'm going to start doing mine on postcards, because those are a little bit cheaper. But anything, even if you just do a business card, anything that you can put your picture on and a few sentences about how you came to Scentsy and why they should join, that'll get the job done. And a lot of that helps with, a lot of people tell me that helps with, like, if you're shy, like, you don't want to sound salesy while you're at Walmart and people are trying to get some cheese and you're like, hey, you want to join Scentsy? And you don't want to sound like that. So I literally just like, here you go, have a nice day. And then just like, oh, okay, thank you. Versus, can I talk to you for a second? Like, I don't want to sound like the people in the mall, in those booths in the middle, and you're like just trying to get your shop on, and they're like, come over here. And you're like, I don't want to. Stranger danger. So, or you just might, I've seen some women that have 5 kids, 4 kids, 3 kids, however many, and you're at Walmart and they're running everywhere, and you don't have time to engage with people, but you have time to pull one out your purse and set it on the counter. Right. And you have time to pull it out your purse and just hand it to somebody. So you still kill 2 birds with one stone. It's an easy little tip for, like, the busy moms and the busy women and everything we've got going on. So anywho, always advertise yourself and recruit with no fear. Don't put any stipulation. I don't care if it's your mom, your sister, I don't care who it is, your ex-husband's new wife. If they want to join, let them join, because you never know what can happen. Ever. You can never know. And by the way, the girl that did recruit 15, that recruited 1, because my next goal is star director, obviously. One of her girls is fixing to hit director. So she'll be like one of my directors that I need to hit star director. Yay. Which is crazy. I never would have thought that would have happened, but things happen in mysterious ways. So I hope that I helped you ladies tonight. And feel free to add me on Facebook, ask me questions, message me if you need to. I really enjoyed talking to you ladies, and thanks, Erin, for having me.
Definitely. Thank you for being
Your baby's so cute. I can see her bald head.
Here she is.
Hi, babies. Oh, she's so cute.
She's off in La La Land. This is Brooke.
She's so cute.
Yeah, I apologize for having to get up.
It's okay.
She's been crying the whole time. So, but yeah, I was just going to add my 2 cents. Being consistent with relationship building versus going for the sale. I try and reiterate that to my team, just because you never know when someone's going to see something on your page and it's going to strike a chord with them, and you've already developed some type of relationship with them. So, so anyhow, but Felicia, I appreciate your time and thank you for being here. And I'll be uploading this to YouTube and then posting it on our wall. So I'll make sure to tag you, and so they know that they can friend request you. So thank you.
Yay, you're welcome. I'm so glad. I love meeting new people. So you'll add me on Facebook.
Definitely. Well, you have a lovely rest of your night, and I hope you have a wonderful New Year.
You too.
And I'm going to see you in New York, right?
Yes, I'm so excited. You have no idea how excited. Now that Christmas, is that bad that I wanted Christmas to go a little bit faster so I could really count down the days to New York, because I felt a little guilty. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm more excited for New York than I was for Christmas.
Yeah,
ain't gonna lie at all.
Yeah, it was 60 degrees up there today, just like it was here in South Carolina. So everybody's getting all those boots and heavy.
Yeah, everyone's gonna survive in the Pikes Peak mountains, and they're like, I need boots. Where'd y'all get y'all's boots?
Boots and that overcoat.
I need an overcoat and a hat. I'm like, it's colder here than it is over there right now.
Right. Well, anyhow, I can't wait to see you again. It's only been since July, but I'm excited, and then we'll be.
And you were pregnant back then when I first met you. Oh, so baby girl's here. Are you bringing baby?
I am. I'm almost 99.9% sure she's coming, because this girl's not taking a bottle. So.
Yeah. Well, I need to see her. I've seen her inside. Now I got to see her out in the world now.
Well, she will be there, and you have a wonderful night, and I will see you in a couple of weeks.
Alrighty, I'll see you, lady. Good night.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.